Hey, welcome back to another episode of Outside In with your host Yanto
and Farah, your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go.
Alhamdulillah, we are back again with
Yes.
another episode. So, kalau korang ingat, kita ada pernah buat episod pasal Farah dah ada settle ke? Gitu. Something like that lah.
The episode was dengan MP Zul kan?
Yes. So we understand that Farah is not the end all be all solution, right? That you need to take extra steps lah.
Yes.
And so today kita akan berbual pasal mati ready. Seram tak dengar?
So dia punya term mati ready kan is, bila kita first dengar macam siapa sedia untuk bermati? Siapa bersedia untuk mati? Siapa sedia untuk bermati ya? Mati is an action word kan?
Yes. So this concept kita pun hari ni kita nak belajar. So we have somebody with us today to help explain a little bit lah.
Yes.
Apakah ini mati ready?
Mata memandang sayang kita.
So
Sempat.
yes. Kan dah keluar suara dia. So tonight we have with us an Islamic Legacy Planning Workgroup member, Hafiz Noorahman.
Yay.
Salah button.
Apa khabar Hafiz?
Baik, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Alhamdulillah.
Nervous tak Hafiz?
Kalau ni ada meja kan,
Ada meja.
actually yang bawah meja ni yang tak nampak ni lutut tengah bergegar.
Yeah, so we'd like to know a little bit more lah
Yeah,
about.
maybe we will get to know Hafiz a bit more first.
Yes, a bit.
You gini-gini you jawab lah.
Alah, cute lah dia.
Marital
Marital status, ada anak ke tidak?
Okay, so I've been recently appointed to be part of the Islamic Legacy Planning Workgroup lah. To me, I feel it's much needed to help our community to understand certain frameworks, certain ways that has been there for us, but orang just tak tahu.
Right.
Either tak tahu or tak nak tahu, or somehow
They
it just
even
didn't
know
come
about
to
it.
them for
Right.
whatever reasons lah, because
Yeah.
belum terkena, jadi tak rasa the pinch lah.
Dia kata belum kena batang hidung sendiri gitu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So belum. Alhamdulillah, I married. I think this podcast is meant.
Yeah.
Most of your listeners are
Married
married
couples
or
lah.
want to get married lah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, mashallah, and quite fond of your styles in your podcast, mashallah. It touches the lives of many. Moga diberkati Allah lah.
InsyaAllah.
Amin. Thank you so much for your doa.
So alhamdulillah.
So you are married and do you have kids?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
With 4 wonderful children.
4, masya-Allah.
Yeah, that Allah bestowed on me. Therefore, I will say, kau umur gini dah 4 That time lah, I think about 7 years ago, maybe. Yeah, I play cheat sikit lah.
Play cheat?
I play cheat sikit. I cakap dengan dorang, why? Because my first 2 are twin boys. So dia cepat sikit.
Right.
But alhamdulillah, after 3 years of waiting, alhamdulillah, Allah anugerahkan lah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So to ask, how old are you this year?
This year, tadi baru bawa dengan my colleague tau. Tanya dia umur berapa? 20, 21, 22. Oh, 22. I'm almost twice your age lah.
Wow.
You call me pakcik
Tengok dia tak nak answer directly tau. Dia
Tak.
20 times 2.
Tapi tak, not exactly lah. I'm 42.
42,
mashallah.
right.
Just now Hafiz brought up a really interesting topic tau. This term called sandwich generation. Have you heard about it before?
Sandwich generation.
Yeah.
I think just now was the first time I heard when we
Really?
kita tengah sembang tu.
Yeah,
That's actually my
so
first time hearing.
Basically, sandwich generation tu is kita, for example kita, and then we are taking care of our parents, aging parents, and also our own kids. So kita macam sandwiched in the middle.
Yeah, the caregiving duties lah kan.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's a bit challenging lah. Have you ever faced any challenges like that?
MashaAllah, I think that's one of the biggest things that happens in most of us in our lives. We have parents to take care of, and we have our own children. At the same time, we are also taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
And most of the time, actually, we are the ones not being able to take care of ourselves.
Betul.
Because our care and our priority is always, our parents are okay, our children are okay. For us later, we'll find our me time later, kind of thing. Yeah. So, but that's the reality of life in Singapore, especially. We have aging population. We have children who are trying to get the best out of their education and life in Singapore.
I feel like kita belum in that position yet. InsyaAllah ni. InsyaAllah kita dapat zuriat. Jadi kita nak rasa lah nanti.
Rasain loh.
Right.
Ya, bila masanya sudah sampai. Macam gitu lah. No, but then I will always say these kind of things are wonderfully challenging experience.
Wonderfully challenging.
That's very nice way to put it.
Because it's wonderful things. Siapa tak suka? I mean, most people would love to have children and all that, and also feel grateful having the opportunity to still taking care of their parents.
Right.
Mungkin kita tak semua yang tinggal bersama, mungkin adik-adik yang lain, tapi kita ada sedikit sebanyak being part of their lives as well, taking care somehow kan. Because I terkesan when I pernah dengar this from my friend lah, bila masa mereka tak ada tu, hilanglah nikmat kita untuk berbakti kepada mereka.
Wow,
I mean, whatever it is, no one is perfect. Not all parents. I always feel that, and when I do youth work last time, I always tell the youths that no parents are perfect. It's just that maybe they do not know how best to show their love to you.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So they show in other ways, preparing this and all that. But maybe they are not the best in communicating. Kan? So you might not feel that love, but actually they love you lah. So when we are older, that's where we need to return back.
Yeah, I think sometimes we forget that our parents also last time were macam growing and macam learning
It's
as they
their
go.
first time being parents juga kan.
Exactly.
So no matter what pun, kita the doas from parents is lain. And then the care they give us may be different from what we learn nowadays with with social media and things like that. But they care for us the best that they know. So kita pula we improve on the way we are being taught. So kita boleh juga belajar untuk jaga anak kita, jaga ibu bapa kita. Berkat dia lain sikit. InsyaAllah dia berkat apa diterima Allah, dan sama-sama kita boleh enjoy lah. Gitu.
Imagine macam normal, let's say lah, just normal situation, family kind of thing. Parents okay, elderly but okay, children okay, sihat and all that stuff. But imagine those yang taking care of elderly parents who are
bedridden ke.
So macam my mom has been is a stroke patient. Dia dah relapse like 5-6 times of stroke for the past 20 years. So now they're on the hospital bed lah at this moment. But okay, boleh bual and all that stuff. Then I know someone who also taking care of children yang special, at the same time taking care of parents yang sakit and all that. So so the best is we make dua for each other.
Yes, but on top of that, being with the fact that mati itu pasti, we pula sekarang we are going to talk about mati ready. So on top of the doas that we can give to our parents, to our children, what else can we prepare for our future, our loved ones' future? So I think maybe Hafiz can share with us apa tu, where is this term mati ready come from?
Mati ready, interesting.
Okay, before that I ada teka-teki sikit.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
At the time during the previous forum Faraid, I also ada kasih teka-teki tapi orang dah tahu the answer. So this one a different one.
Okay.
Apa dia? Tak ada bentuk, tak ada bau, tak boleh dinampak, tapi menyentuh jiwa.
Mati. Since we are on the topic, okay.
Ya ke?
Tak boleh bau.
Tak.
Kuat betul.
Mati.
Mau hidup susah, mau mati.
Okay, teka-teki, cepat.
But is that the answer?
Betul.
Betul. Oh wow, sorry.
She didn't even realize that's the answer.
The nicer word is kematian. Betul lah.
Betul.
Sorry. Tadi I cakap macam agresif sangat. Mati.
You've been more aggressive past few days, huh?
So anyway, that's the answer. Correct. So the coin, the term coin during one of our ILPW Islamic Legacy Planning work group punya meetings lah. So I brought this thing that sometimes in my area of my professional work, there's always this thing online that you can do, like retirement ready. So there's this questionnaire that you do. When you do it, okay, so CPF ready lah, investment ready lah, apa semua and all that. Then why we make it a bit more hype sikit lah benda ni kan. Not say hype lah, cuma lebih kepada that can really and eye-catching. People pun dengar macam, apa benda ni?
Mati ready.
So I say maybe we can put mati ready. So it was a laugh, but then I think it became something that's being picked on.
The nama stick lah.
Okay. Dia macam seram, tapi macam at the same time macam apa? What is mati ready?
So macam we talk about a lot of things in our lives. Whether we're ready for marriage, ada kursus rumah tangga, marriage preparation course.
Yes.
We're ready for certain programs ke courses. There's always some things to do. There's always checklists and things. And life is about planning. You need to plan kan.
Betul.
I'm not the best of planners. My wife can attest to that.
I'm
Aku
looking
lah
at you.
planning.
Dia pun sama. Tak lah.
Tak ada kena-mena yang hidup dah mati. Mati lagi lah. Sorry. Ini benda serius. Yeah. So anyway, that's one of how it came about. Then the secretariat helps to put on the whole list of the checklist itself. Yeah.
Okay, so this checklist, what does it consist of?
There's 6 things, which I try to put into an acronym, tapi tak cantik sangat lah. But at least something like it helps me to remember lah.
Okay.
So FNW, LAW.
FNW,
Penelau.
Boleh lah, penelau.
Tangan gini sikit.
Penelau.
Mata Daddy dah penelau belum?
Wah.
Make it happen.
Boleh jadi catchphrase. Kan?
Boleh.
Adakah anda mati ready? Kalau belum, penelau.
Okay, so basically
tu?
this whole thing is supposed to help us truly understand whether we are ready, not just dari segi ibadah kita, tapi these are the aspects lah. But one of it is actually our families.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so and it's our amanah to take care of them, not just while we are alive,
Even
but after we passed on.
Right.
What's going to happen to them? We are not supposed to be leaving them terkapai-kapai, go here and there, minta bantuan, minta pertolongan dan sebagainya. I mean, if not okay, of course not everyone may have the best of resources and all that. So apa yang mampu kita boleh tinggalkan, kita tinggalkan. Tapi there's more to think, more to that lah kan. So this a bit of story to share is that I think this is a few years back lah. So it happened to my mother lah.
Okay.
So I mean she's just now I shared the stroke patient, but there was this point of time where the doctor, when she was and sometimes they kena hospitalized due to infection.
Okay.
So there was this moment where among the weakest part lah of her time, her health. So the doctors came back calling us saying that whether do you you want to allow us to resuscitate and any means or not. Then you need to, there's this, or you want it, do not resuscitate, there's this form that you need to fill up, DNR. So me naturally when I was discussing with my siblings, ni mak apa, do anything by all means to save her lah kan. Why is it a question? I don't understand. I mean, me being me lah kan. But then commotion here and there, right, among the siblings, you know. Then my brother was the one my brother a bit more calmer lah. So dia yang, okay, kita pause sekejap, take a step back. Ni kan tentang benda mati ni memang susah kita nak cakap tentang kematian ni. This is where kita rasa kita tak nak berpisah dengan mak and all that. So that's why kita nak do whatever it means to resuscitate. But let's look at kematian itself. Kematian itself, is it something yang a bad thing? This is a moment where for that person to go back and I mean to another phase first before in the end go back and meet Allah and all that kan. So bila kematian kita ni, apa yang kita nak atas kematian kita ni? Do you know that when they do the CPR, especially for elderlies, they're going to compress the chest and it may or may not break the ribs and all that. And when you put the intubation in the mouth and on the life support for so long, kita tak tahu whether that body is in pain or not.
It's intrusive lah.
And who are we to decide this kan? So saya macam I pause sekejap macam ya Allah. Tu juga I mean you got to see different perspective I was very glad my brother was around to put that kind of perspective and we want the best of kematian for our parents lah kan. Yeah. So but that resulted in the end that we didn't actually decide what the outcome was. We at that point, it wasn't maybe not the best way couple lah, but we kind of like didn't do anything, didn't came back to the doctors
with a decision,
with a proper decision, because what that one after that one day terus she's okay, her heart is better, improving and all that.
Masya-Allah.
But what was the outcome was actually we should ask the empunya diri.
Yeah.
What exactly she wants if something were to happen. Yeah, so that's the reason why we also need to look into these other aspects lah. This so-called mati ready punya checklist. So there's these 6 things. So FNW, LAW. So F is faraid. Kita tak payah tahu the whole aspect because banyak macam-macam because every family have different structures, nucleus and all that. You just need to know for your own. Understand lah your family nucleus macam mana, whether also ada macam anak angkat ke bapa angkat dan sebagainya and all that.
There is a way of finding out, right?
Sharia inheritance calculator.
Sharia inheritance calculator. Yes.
And then you can see, ni dapat. Oh, dia tak dapat. Yeah, you know. So you can find that out quite easily nowadays lah.
It even provides the calculation berapa persen.
Alright.
Yes. Okay. People keep saying macam faraid ada. But then you don't know who is, you know, the who is under your faraid beneficiary. So
the least
the person that you think dapat maybe tak dapat. So you need to find out for sure lah.
That is the first step.
There's this myth where people feel that faraid ni tak fair. Faraid ni tak sesuai lah. Doesn't help me, my family, my children and all that. Faraid yang wanita selalu rugi.
So because the doctor like don't get or something like that, is it?
Something like that kan. So kita banyak dengar desas-desus and all that. Firstly, I just want to say that as Muslims, we should believe that whatever Allah provide for us is sufficient, is perfect. Faraid is benda yang perfect. Apa yang tak perfect is humans, manusia. Kita yang tak perfect. So kita ada our own nafs kan, kita ada our own amarah, pertelingkahan and salah faham here and there and all that. That makes the whole thing very complicated and all that. But then it doesn't stop there. So that's why the second part of the FNW and LAW helps in, which is nominations. So second part is nomination. So there's 2 parts of nomination. So one is your CPF and nominations. The second one is your insurance nominations.
Okay.
Yeah, this nomination is a form of hibah. So you can
hibah is gift, right?
It's like gift. You have already parted this gift, knowing that this gift will be given to those who you nominated.
Yes.
So it's fine. So it helps those family structures where you feel that faraid might not be able to end up to the individuals. You can use nominations as a form of instrument, and it's not wrong to use.
I think
it's part of Islamic planning.
Yeah, for example macam anak angkat, right? Yeah, the person.
Anak tiri
Anak angkat or anak tiri lah. They don't fall under your faraid, right? So if you want to leave something for them, then you can use nominations to do so.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. So let's say you were to put into a situation where the person passes away. So let's say anak dia semua dapat the faraid. So tiba-tiba the anak angkat pula ataupun the stepson maybe macam like, habis aku ni stepson tak ada apa-apa, tiba-tiba datang surat, you are actually being nominated to receive this amount. So in a sense pun dia pun tak left out lah in a sense, kan?
Yeah.
And so that's the duty of the parent. You need to do all this
to prepare all this.
So knowing faraid will kick off by itself. So use the other instruments to assist the other children or members of your family that is not receiving from faraid.
Right.
Yeah. So then this nomination pula, so CPF is pretty easy for those who the plan A, plan C. Kalau betul-betul tak tahu how to go about, not savvy apa, just go to CPF nya as in like counter, then can assist lah.
Okay.
But for most of us nowadays, zaman teknologi ni, everyone dah canggih and whatever stuff, can just do it online. Do the CPF nominations online and all that. Through SingPass, it's quite secure and stuff lah.
Yes. I feel like a lot of us macam, alah benda ni leceh lah. But actually it's not that leceh. It's very, macam nak cakap,
structured.
Not structured. No. It's attainable, it's doable.
Right.
Yeah.
Nak tak nak je lah kan.
Nak tak nak je kan. So gitu. Then what about the insurance?
Insurance pula, you just speak to your financial consultant, whoever they are, from whatever companies. There's always a nomination form that you can do. Some still uses manual forms where you need to have signature, wet ink signature. Some have already moved on to digital already through your apps, through the apps that they provide. You can actually do your nominations already.
Okay.
So that makes it convenient. So this nomination Something that I came across for nominations ni, these are revocable. Maknanya you can change.
Okay.
Because our life phases changes.
Betul-betul.
Yes.
We may have more children or something yang unwanted. We have to split.
Faham.
Then, but when that happens, I need to remind people that you need to do a new nomination.
Okay.
Because there were cases previously that they thought, I'm under this nomination lah. Sekali bila dah kahwin baru and all that stuff, then meninggal and all that, then assume dapat tapi tak dapat. Something like that. So these are things that you need to always update.
I see. Your life is unpredictable, right? So if you want to change your nomination, then you have to apply for a new one lah. Okay.
Either through the CPF punya for that CPF nomination, or to your financial consultant for insurance nomination.
Alright.
Yeah. So the interesting part is that you can put almost anything, anyone kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
So it helps with certain individuals, but also organizations, or wherever lah yang you nak put. Okay, so kita biasa donate kan. Bila ada time, ada rezeki lebih, kita donate. Mungkin donate kat masjid, $5 setiap Jumaat ke $2 ke apa-apa. 10 sen pun jadilah kan. So when even Ramadan as well. But usually when we donate, we're not able to maybe donate big sum.
Yep.
Right? But through nominations, that's where you're able to do a big sum.
Big donation. Okay.
Because it's like the idea, the balance of your CPF kind of thing lah kan. So we can do like 1%, 2%, 5%. So it's a bit bigger than the normal hundreds or tens of dollars.
Dia macam, is it part macam orang kata your amal jariah. Even after your death, it will macam keep flowing because of the people that you help lah.
Yes, definitely.
Masya-Allah, okay.
Matinya anak Adam tinggalkan 3 perkara kan.
Yes, kan.
So amal jariah.
Betul.
Ilmu yang berguna dengan doa anak soleh. So
Betul,
this is
guys.
something yang we hope to encourage people and do wherever you choose to. So insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah.
So number 3 pula.
So W is wasiat.
Wasiat.
Okay.
I do not know kids nowadays lah kan. But zaman dulu orang suka kasih surat-surat cinta lah apalah kan. Love letters. But this to me this is a love letter. Wasiat is actually a love letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, love letter. And people thought that only orang yang kaya je buat wasiat.
Baru nak tanya, is it only rich people that can do wasiat?
So ni another myth buster.
Mythbuster.
Bukan saja orang kaya, bukan saja orang tua. Sorry, orang lebih dewasa.
Berumur.
Tapi anyone. So because there's a lot of usefulness of this wasiat. Because to me it's a love letter where it's your like last wishes for your loved ones. It's not just about money, it's not just about your assets. Okay, that's one aspect. Nanti kita talk about it. But for us Muslims, we should take this opportunity because we might have done some things or we might have certain wishes that we hope to be passed on and be carried out kan. So that's where you put in all these things lah kan. Yang pasal the money aspect, of course, 1/3 of your asset can be used to be put inside the wasiat for you to distribute it. But then there's a lot of things that can be used as well. For example, young parents with young children.
Okay.
Nauzubillah, the young parents pass on. Who's going to take care of the young children? Who will have to take care of custody? So there were cases where the grandparents, not say fight lah, but then trying to take help to take custody, but also there's also the other siblings of the other side, kan? So these are bukan drama, memang boleh nampak kat drama-drama.
Betul.
But then it happens.
It's a real thing that's been happening also lah kan.
So even let's say a young adult baru kerja, maybe dia anak seorang, dia jaga parents dia, maybe elderly parents. So when he pass on, who's going to take care of the parents?
Right.
Yeah, so these are the things that you can put inside. You might not be able to put, maybe tak banyak asset, tapi the penjagaan tu you can put inside in your wasiat.
I see. So macam, for example, in my wasiat, I say, I have a cousin that I'm rapat with. Then I say, Kak Yana, bila saya dah meninggal nanti, tolong jagakan ibu bapa, mak ayah. Itu boleh. Letak dalam wasiat.
Something like that.
Tapi kalau kita nak cakap pasal harta, or rather in terms of talk about value kan. Just now Hafiz mentioned that even if you don't have physical assets to distribute to your family ke apa, these responsibilities ni, the value, kalau korang tengok, this value actually is very high. Pasal tanggungjawab untuk menjaga seseorang tu insyaAllah mendatangkan juga berkat dan dengan pahala. So this is not just for dunia, but for akhirat.
Betul.
So they always say Allah is the best of planners kan. So when you get this kind of responsibilities, this is your ticket. For example, your ticket to get more pahala for your akhirah. So take it in a positive manner lah.
So when I was, because I had a long history of volunteering lah. I used to volunteer kat Perdaus. Yeah. So since I was in my poly days, so we do a lot of youth camps, youth programs. So whenever we do an expedition overseas, pergi panjat gunung, kita suka pergi Gunung Ledang, Gunung Stong and all that. So we use outdoors as a form of us, as a medium for us to dekati the youth. So once they go for these programs kan, these camps and all that, going for trekking, pergi travel together, solat together, sleep together and all that. So this is a sunnah kan. At the same time, we use outdoor to do tadabbur or reflections. So this reflection example macam kita pergi masuk hutan kan, kita nampak a lot of trees and all that. So imagine not a single leaf when it falls is not known by Allah.
Okay.
Right.
Then another one is that kalau kita imagine how powerful Allah is, that any dry leaves that falls when it falls to this side, Allah knows, Allah tentukan dia. Bila dia falls to this side, Allah tentukan. Bila dia moves to this side, Allah tentukan. Dia fly away, Allah tentukan. So powerful Allah is kan. So we use this element as part of it. So when before we go for this expedition, come back to the story. We like to do this surat wasiat. For the youth. They are in teenagers years lah.
Okay.
Maybe from 15 to 20 and all that lah kan. We get them to this surat wasiat. The whole idea is every one of us might have made something. We make it. Dia memang solemn lah benda ni. So but then because kita pergi, kita tak tahu kita akan kembali ke tidak. So you might have done something.
Deep. Okay.
When was the last time you hug your parents? When was the last time you say I love you to your parents? When was the last time you do something good and make them smile? When was the last time you make them angry and sad? Is it okay that you leave now and not being able to apologize to them? So write it down. Write it down. They don't do wasiat about money. Mak, saya dalam tabung saya ada $50 nanti mak ambil. Tapi lebih kepada their emotion, their relationship. And that's something that we can use for us adults now to leave behind and so on. And that's very important aspect.
Selalu macam tengok movie macam dah meninggal, lepas tu ada surat, baca, dia menangis. It's like it's something tangible that is full of love and thought being put into it, and you read it macam rasa dia macam saya ni disayangi.
Diingati.
Ramai yang belum buat wasiat. Ramai sangat.
To be honest, kita pun belum
Betul.
Kan.
So they only depend that ada Farid apa, everything okay. Ada Farid. Mungkin diorang dah buat nominations. Ada Farid, ada nomination, okay. Tapi wasiat important juga. Wasiat is something very important that we need to do. The challenge is now, for those yang tahu the importance of it, maybe can do for themselves. But what if, let's say example for us, whether our parents dah buat ke belum? How do we educate them? How do we start the conversation? It's super challenging. I tried to come up with scripts and share with people, but might not be the best, but it's something as a talking point. It's easier when it's from the elderly parents to start the conversation. Ajak anak datang rumah, ayah ada something nak share about lah. So recently ayah ada buat this wasiat. But then it's important that I want to get your feedback. Kan? Paling important, kita jaga silaturahim. Bila ayah tak ada, korang tak ada jaga, gaduh-gaduh lah, semua dah faham-faham lah. That this is my keinginan, this is my wishes. And it's something very important. We are in control of our lives now. We are alive now. And kita takut benda yang not nice, pergaduhan dan pertelingkahan berlaku. So why not we do this now lah kan? When you're still alive. Nak cakap pasal wasiat dengan parents. So it's really difficult kan. So maybe something to start off with is example, when tengah happy, just macam example tengah certain activities. Dulu Yai or Datuk suka buat gini juga tak? macam apa yang ayah tengah buat ni.
Mhm.
Either gardening ke,
Pancing ke.
then start to bring back certain memories of the datuk nenek
of their
yang dah
parents
meninggal,
lah,
of their
our
parents.
parents.
Then conversations move on to dulu bila diorang meninggal, I masih kecil, how was it dia macam
trying to put them back into the situation yang probably they might have faced certain things in their life.
Challenging.
So first start with happy moments dulu lah. What was your best memories of datuk or nenek? Ceritakan sikit something like that. Then slowly talk about how was dunia passing. Then kalau boleh selit, baru selit after that lah. Kalau tak, try another time. Cuma as children, for us these young couples, our listeners here, I know it's very difficult, but it's something worth to start talking about.
Yes. And also just now we were talking about sandwich generation kan. I think it can be applied to this situation also.
Yeah.
Kita dah ada this ilmu, so we're definitely going to use it for ourselves untuk kebaikan anak-anak kita kan after we are gone. But at the same time we need to macam inform or like talk about it with our parents as well. I think like Hafiz said, it can be a bit challenging. Mana tahu dating macam asal kau berbual pasal wasiat macam why?
Nak aku mati ke?
Kan?
That's the typical.
So now we're going to talk about the next acronym L. L tu apa?
So L is LPA.
Lasting power of attorney.
LPA.
Okay dah boleh balik. Dia dah tahu.
LPA ni apa untuk orang yang tak tahulah?
Okay, so LPA ni is actually very important. Maybe 5 years ago perhaps. Only 1% of our Malay Muslim community does LPA.
1%? That's very small though.
Yeah, so and that moment of time, that's where I think after understanding what is it about, must do. Okay, so basically it's to transfer the power to your donee, the person that you're going to name, to help make decisions for you after you have lost your mental capacity.
What is the importance of this LPA?
I tahu.
Apa?
Tapi I kasi Hafiz explain. I tahu.
Actually mungkin dia boleh explain better than me lah.
Okay, I cuba. Okay. So LPA is a document that will allow me to appoint someone to make decisions for me when I lose my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, make
Legal
decisions
document.
in terms of property ke, financial ke. So I use the LPA. I say I want to appoint my wife as my donee if I lose my mind.
Macam benda-benda nak jual beli rumah, and rumah tu atas nama that person. Habis dia dah with no mental capacity to make that decision. Actually cannot senang-senang, because if not, people will think that you might be doing something
right, for your own benefit.
For your own benefit kan. Open and close of bank accounts dan sebagainya. Yeah, so that's something yang actually to a certain extent why I felt that many people not say not aware, or basically they just don't look into it, is because okay je apa, aku just tolong anukan lah kan. Macam example nak keluarkan duit daripada bank lah apa semua. Okay je lah kita anu je. But actually to certain extent, some cases might need a legal document to assist in allowing that thing to happen. The signatory.
Right.
So it's actually very key lah. Yeah.
Okay,
You faham sekarang?
Faham.
Yes, so it's important pasal we never know when we might face a situation where we might lose our mental capacity. Yeah, kadang-kadang orang muda pun boleh go through it. You know,
people motor accident, then into coma, then have to there's certain decisions that needs to be made, tapi tak ada, they haven't done any LPA, there's no donee. Yeah, and this donee sama macam in a way macam nomination is revocable. You can always change your donee. So life is a change. You can also change. You can appoint who can be your donee.
Okay.
To help you make the decisions.
Yeah, and it's is it easy to do an LPA?
Okay, so LPA ada 2 portions.
Okay.
So one part is where you can do it online.
Okay.
To actually do up your LPA. Then after that, the second portion is to get it certified, either by lawyers or medical doctors.
That is for L. So yeah, Fernal Law, LAW. Okay, A pula.
So Ini is advanced care planning.
Advanced care planning.
So advanced care planning, actually, you can just also do it online. There's two ways to do it. One is do it online by yourself.
Okay.
Second way is actually to go down to, I think some hospitals under AIC, to actually go through with a advanced care planning facilitator to plan. What is this about? Is actually to talk about what is the kind of care that you want when you are down. So this advanced care planning, if you go through the questions, it really looks into that tau. Macam how you want it to be, what do you feel, even to a certain extent, how will you be cleaned?
Oh, okay.
Apa yang you prefer? Macam I feel malu kalau ada orang lain bersihkan I, you know. But then when we are elderly, kita dah tua, kita tak bermaya, kita on the bed aja, how? Someone will need to do for us. And that's where our humanity will be affected kan. So it's actually kalau go through the questions, it's actually long lah. But you need to have some time to do some kind of reflections and think about it. So that's why they suggest to do it with a facilitator. Better they know the kind of questions and how to craft it in.
So this ACP ni we can do it when we are healthy lah. To
actually,
prepare for
when
those
we
kind
are-
of situations.
Most of these situations have to be done bila kita tengah healthy lah kan. Because
because I just imagine when I'm the one on that hospital bed and then my loved ones are so emotionally and mentally affected tau. Macam tadi kan Hafiz share, like him and his siblings are over there macam mana ni ya Allah, then you are emotional, you don't want to lose your mother lah essentially.
Ni bagusnya is your brother put you guys back together tau. Kalau let's say abangnya tak ada at that point in time, dah bertekak, then it could get worse. And this is probably some of the situations that maybe some of others out there are experiencing. So kita nak avoid this kind of thing. Avoid pergaduhan. Pasal kalau boleh nak sayang-sayang, happy-happy.
Betul. So you do your ACP lah to avoid this kind of situation. Kesian kita punya adik-beradik, anak-anak, even our parents, maybe kalau diorang panjang umur, for them to make that difficult decision tu, ya Allah.
And disclaimer sikit, kita tak bertekak lah, cuma it's a
discussion lah.
Emotional.
Was COVID years, I think.
COVID.
So we had to do like a WhatsApp video call to discuss things.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Itu macam emotional sikit. Minta maaf.
Rasa siap.
Have you come to the last alphabet?
So FNLAW, FNWLAW.
And so this is the part where ada sedikit tempias from the nominations lah. So this is an opportunity for us to do amal jariah, which is to wakaf lah. So this is the opportunity for us to do more. Long gone since our community do like proper wakaf, like our forefathers beli tanah wakafkan for masjid, orphanage and all that. And Singaporeans have not have that kind of practice for many years.
Another myth buster. And ni I tak tahu lah answer dia, but I would like to ask you, is it orang yang kaya sahaja yang boleh buat wakaf?
Tak semestinya.
Mythbuster.
Mythbuster.
Orang yang belum kaya pun boleh.
Belum kaya. InsyaAllah kita semua kaya raya.
Belum kaya pun boleh.
Okay.
So you can do cash contributions in the form of cash. You can actually do that. No. Let's first understand why the need is for lah kan. We are very fortunate to be Muslims here in Singapore. We have about 70 mosques in Singapore. But mosques have lease and all that.
Yes.
And to get to renew the lease, and some of the mosques might be ending in the next I think 30 to 40 years.
Right.
And so we need time to build the
funds
to actually get the lease. And it's not cheap lah kan. So what we do now, most of us are doing, which is very good, to do donations. Donations to these places, tak kisahlah whether mosque ke, organizations ke, wherever that you even volunteer at pun, those donations to help the running costs, the operation costs. But then wakaf ni dia lebih something yang really berpanjangan tau. The whole idea is berpanjangan, where the fund that you either you pledge or you donate or you nominate is being put in a corpus fund, and it will be invested on so that the growth will help us in the long term.
Okay.
That makes more sense for all Singaporeans to contribute as a whole, as a society, as a Muslim society, to help sustain our mosque and our organizations. And it's not just for us when we are alive, for our families when we're alive, but for our families after we pass on, and for the future generations.
Yes.
So and we can be part of that by doing this lah. So this Wakaf Masyarakat Singapura ni is meant for 3 different areas lah.
3, okay.
So one is for the mosque and madrasahs development. Okay, which is with the 70 mosques for the lease and all that. And also for the madrasahs, we have 6 full-time madrasahs. Secondly is for asatizah development. Development. So for their trainings, for their upgrading, upskilling and all that. And also the emerging of recent news kan, the Singapore College of Islamic Studies. Singapore College of Islamic Studies.
CIS, College of Islamic Studies.
So we get to develop asatizahs yang well-rounded and very contextualized to the needs of our community here in Singapore. And lastly, for the community development.
Community development, any organizations of social welfare.
Social welfare. Who does social welfare programs?
So the most important is kita kena ingat yang wakaf ni is the perbezaan wakaf dengan donation dia is donation dia punya pahala dia situ. For wakaf pula dia punya pahala dia berrolling lah.
Long lasting.
So kalau boleh kita we do our best to enhance kita punya pahala bank. How?
Pahala bank.
Yes, pahala bank.
Actually, I like that though. There's this thing called minimalist Muslims.
Minimalist Muslims.
Kalau kita buat all the 5 rukun je, boleh masuk syurga kan. But then we never know whether we fall short somewhere within this 5.
Whether so nak terima ke tidak amalan kita kan.
So we need to do something else to tambah-tambahkan. So among the things why to me, my life, there's these 3 parts that I always want to have that I prioritize. Family, work, and dakwah. Or kerja amal lah, in some sense. So at any point of my life, wherever it is, ada these 3 things lah. Family, prioritize, work, and dakwah work. And this dakwah work is kerja amal ni yang hopefully Allah tengok dengan ihsan and use it to top up mana yang kurang lah.
InsyaAllah. Okay guys, so that is the mati ready checklist. Shall we go again, the Fanalau again?
Fanalau F.
Number 1. We go number 1. Number 1, Faraid. Number 2,
nomination.
Number 3, Wasiat. Number 4,
lasting power of attorney.
LPA. Number 5 is advanced care plan.
ACP.
Yes, number 6 is
Wakaf. Yes.
So insyaAllah with these 6 items you check, you tak payah nak terburu-buru lah, okay, but just as long as you know that this is the checklist, and when you are healthy right now, you check off lah one by one, insyaAllah.
I mean, the whole idea here is like what you said, tak payah terburu-buru. This one perlu a lot of thinking, reflection, communication, talking, research, understand better, talk to people, how they do it and all that.
Okay, so before we let you go, Hafiz, do you have any final words?
Let me go.
Let me go.
Itu my daughter. Itu let it go. Okay, salah script. Final words. One of the things that I have a mission that I have, especially this past few years, is to develop this community of givers.
Community of givers.
Community of givers.
Okay.
So we want to encourage people that when you donate, when you wakafkan your harta, either through nominations 10%, 5% from your CPF ke, your insurance, your investment ke, mana-mana pun, money doesn't solve everything lah kan. But it provides the resources for the organizations, the people who are looking into these things, more resources to do more things
for the community.
More things for the community, and it's an opportunity for us to be part of that, to be a wakif, to nominate some of our harta, our asset for amal jariah
Amal
or sedekah jariah yang berpanjangan, because mungkin in our lives we can only do so much. We need something to seek mercy, to seek mardatillah. Mardatillah ni keredaan Allah, kan? So we need this lah, kan? So I want to encourage all the listeners here to be part of this community of givers, and do what you can for the whole community and society, insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah.
Yeah, so you can always for Wakaf Masyarakat Singapura ni, you can just check wakaf.sg to find out more. Even all this, the Islamic Legacy Planning, the Penlau. Aku yang tak okay. So for the 6 items on the checklist for Mati Ready, you can even read a bit more there.
Yes.
Wakaf.sg.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, insyaAllah. InsyaAllah, our insiders are all very very generous people, very intelligent people.
And people with big hearts.
Yes.
Yeah, insyaAllah.
So yeah, like we said, it's we are not asking you to write your nominations tomorrow and like do everything at once. No. But yeah, insyaAllah, this we were able to share some knowledge lah about this Mati Ready punya checklist
in a
today
way,
with you.
You guys go get ready to be Mati Ready.
Mati Ready. So mashallah, thank you so much, Hafiz, for being here today and sharing this Mati Ready checklist. So before we go, shall we say the tagline together?
Yes,
Ready?
insyaAllah.
1, 2, 3.
Darajah Dasana. We'll see you guys in the next episode. We've come to the end of another episode of Outside In.
If you like what you hear, please follow us on all our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify and YouTube.
Share it with all of your friends and family members so that they can benefit from this episode, insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah.
Till the next one, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Bye.